Maligayang bati, Tatay Digong mahal. Sa araw mong ito kami nagagalak. Mula Davao hanggang buong mundo, tapang at malasakit ang iyong iniwan. Mabuhay ka, Tatay Digong, sa puso ng Pilipino. Ang pamumuno mo'y totoo at diretso. Ipagdiwang natin ang iyong kaarawan. Maligayang bati, aming mahal na Tatay Digong. Hindi ka takot sa laban, sa gulo, sa dilim. Sa bawat salitang bitaw, dama ng bayan ang layunin. Maprangka, makatao, kahit minsan masungit.
Maria, nabalitaan mo na ba? Pinaresto daw si Duterte. Galit na galit ang mga kababayan natin sa abroad. Oo nga eh. Sabi nila, oras na para magkaisa, zero remittance. Para maramdaman ng gobyerno kung gaano tayo kinalaga.
Sa mga ordinaryong
The purpose ng zero remittance, ito ay panawagan ng ilang OFW para ipakita ang kanilang pagkadismaya sa pamahalaan, partikular sa pag-aresto ng dating Pangulong Duterte. Layunin nitong ipakita na ang mga OFW ay may malaking papel sa ekonomiya ng Pilipinas.
Sir, bumaba ng 70% ang remittances ngayong buwan. Hindi ito biro. Apektado ang palitan ng piso at ang presyo ng mga bilihin.
Dapat siguro makinig tayo sa hinaing ng OFW. Hindi natin pwedeng baliwalain ito.
Hindi ako nagpadala ngayon. Kailangan nilang maramdaman ang sakripisyo namin.
Wala daw tambay ng bigas, pero naiintindihan nila ang laban ni Brad. Sana lang may ibang paraan. Pros and cons nito for information. Pro, nagpapakita ng pagkakaisa at lakas ng OFW. Maaaring pakinggan ng gobyerno ang hinaing. Cons, maapektuhan ang pamilya sa Pilipinas. Posibleng gamitin ito ng ilang politiko sa sariling interes. Kawalan ng immediate na epekto kung hindi lahat ay sasama.
Kung hindi tayo kikilos ngayon, kailan pa?
Oo, pero ang tanong, maimplemento ba ito? Kailangan dito ay national level coordination, commitment, at mahabang pasensya. Kadalasan, napuputol sa emosyon. Kaya natin, pero dapat may plano. Hindi pwedeng puro damdamin lang.
Tama, ang tunay na laban may direksyon. Hindi lang para sa nakaraan, kundi para sa kinabukasan.
This court is now in session for the continuation of the case against Santa. Over 1,000 drug-related deaths under Operation Togang. Many victims were unarmed. This is systematic killing.
Your Honor, these were lawful encounters. Police acted in self-defense. Numbers alone are not evidence of crime. The data is taken out of context. Many of these deaths were results of legitimate police operations where suspects fought back.
Two former DDS members claim Santa gave direct orders to kill. We submit sworn statements from Pedro and Juan, both claiming to be part of the death squad under Mr. Santa.
These men are not credible. Both changed their stories multiple times and failed Foley tests. Their claims are politically motivated. Your Honor, reports from 2019 show that over 1.3 million drug users voluntarily surrendered under Eplan-Toka. These individuals were not killed, they were guided into rehabilitation programs. The narrative of my mass alleged killings ignores the equally important fact that many lives were saved and redirected. The campaign wasn't just about enforcement, it was about change.
The CM report shows systematic killings and impunity in the Philippines. It states killings were encouraged at the highest levels.
Respectfully, the CM never conducted on-site investigations in the Philippines. Their findings are based on hearsay and bias.
Independent media and monkey rights groups documented killings, including CCTV footage, interviews, and forensics.
These groups had anti-government agendas. Media reports do not equal proof in a court of law. Many videos were misinterpreted or edited.
Still, you said in speeches that you would kill addicts.
Those were jokes. exaggeration, not official orders. You cannot convict on sarcasm. I used hyperbole to scare criminals. I never ordered killings, only legal action.
After careful review of submissions, testimonies, and legal principles, this court finds the following. While the alleged acts are concerning, the Republic of the Philippines withdrew from the CC in 2019. Under current rules and lack of cooperation, this court does not have jurisdiction over the accused for the periods in question. This case is therefore closed, unless jurisdiction is restored or further cooperation is granted by the Philippine government.
I respect the decision of the International Criminal Court. This shows that the rule of law and proper procedures are followed, even on the world stage. The CC has proven that it is fair and just, by acknowledging the limits of its jurisdiction. From the start, my fight was never against the poor, but against the poison of illegal drugs. I accept criticism, but I stand by my actions to protect the future of the Filipino people. Let this be a reminder, justice must be based on truth, not on politics or foreign pressure. I now return home to the vote with a clear.
To all those who believe in me, thank you. Sa lahat ng naniwala, nagdasal, at hindi bumitaw, maraming salamat sa inyo. I am not a perfect man. I made difficult choices, and I carry the weight of those decisions every day. But every action, every word, was for one purpose, to protect the Filipino people. I did not walk this road alone. You were with me, through every storm, every criticism, every moment I was called a monster. You knew MY first. To the families who cried with me, to the mothers who lost sleep out of fear for their children, and to those who turned away from darkness, I thank you. You are the reason I kept going. This journey has not been easy. But today, I return home not as a man freed from charges, but as a man lifted by the love of his people. You gave me your trust, and for that, kahit sa huling hininga ko, I'll carry that with pride and gratitude. Mabuhay ang Pilipino. Mabuhay ang bayan natin. Maraming salamat sa inyo lahat.
Salamat sa tapang, sa puso, sa gawa. Sa pangakong tinupad sa mata ng madla. Ikaw ay huwaran kahit tapos na ang termino. Hanggat pagbalik mo for sure, mananatiling bayani sa puso na